Hello, my name is Lysander. I'm an intuitive and human, and welcome to my video. This is a purification healing, and we are going to be focusing on reconnecting to the energy of Source, to life energy, to our own truth and power, and to ourselves. We are going to focus on removing obstacles or anything that is causing us to be separated from our inherent selfhood and the divine creative life force. We are that, and this healing is a reminder to allow ourselves to be that, to not let anything, any experience, or anyone separate us from ourselves. I've listed the crystals in the description for anyone who would like to know what was used in this video. So please make yourself comfortable and bring your focus into this present moment, to your breath, how it feels as you breathe, to all of your senses, what you're seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, the temperature in the room, your emotions and thoughts. We'll begin. I'm going to be using the singing bowl a little bit to begin clearing our energy. Next, I'm going to be using black kyanite to assist in assisting your detachment from things that are separating you from your sense of self, those attachments to our negative story, our experiences, people, things, ideas, concepts that are just not the truth of what we are, that don't align with our soul. Down the head and down each arm, across the chest, other arm, down the body, across the bottom of each foot, back side, the head. Energetically, this is where a lot of stuff gets pushed back. All that subconscious stuff, things we're holding on to, old patterns and programs, lots of the ways that we perceive everything, things we can not even be totally aware of that are holding us back and keeping us unhappy. Bring this through the mental layer of energy. Let it go. Let it go. You weren't born with these attachments. You weren't born with these ideas. You weren't born gripping onto evidence and experiences keeping you separated. Oh, down the neck. This is where I perceive our attachments to the past, not just in this lifetime, but before. And this strongly forms our perceptions as well. And so with some things we are detaching and releasing, and some things we are, it's more of a surrender, where we're still connected to our past, but we're not still living it or preoccupied with it. It's settled. We can let it rest. Across the shoulders. We carry obligation and guilt here. We release responsibilities that are not truly ours. We let go of all the things that we are not truly responsible for, that we don't need to carry. Not just maybe the things we might think about when we think of responsibilities, but including past responsibility or guilt for past events, obligation and responsibility for other people's feelings and preferences and how they wanted us to live our lives, things we feel we owe. Down the back. Continuing to release the burdens of feeling unsupported emotionally, financially, not supporting ourselves, feeling guilty, releasing, and then down the back side of the body, all the way down. Letting go of the places we've been. And down the central chakra column, releasing attachments or things that might be leeching off of us. Things keeping us stuck and closed. Just cutting these things away, dissolving them. Allowing ourselves to release, for lack of a better term, impurities or intense tar-like negative energy. Releasing that from our sense of spirit, releasing that from our mind, from how we express ourselves, from our heart, our emotions. Letting go of resentments and bitterness and the sharp words we want to say and the ideas and the disappointments in a greater power. We release these things from our soul and give ourselves permission to be without so many emotional burdens. Release this energetic poison from our sense power over self, the need to engage in power plays, games, dynamics with people, the need to control things, the desire for vindictiveness or vengeance. We clear this energy from the part of us that is creative and passionate, so that we can express ourselves purely, like what's really in us, what we really lights us up. Release the things that have squashed these parts of ourselves down, or that have twisted it into something that it's not. We release all wants and desires and passions that don't really belong to us, that are from others imposed on us, who wanted us to want certain things, or to express ourselves certain ways. Here with all of you, and whatever time you're watching this, this is where I'm really seeing a large burden. Feeling really encased, twisted against your nature, and how your passions and creative self expresses. The part of ourselves that other people have a lot of opinions about, that they really want to control, whether it's something current or just old energy from one's upbringing or past relationships. But we can let that go now. We don't have to continue to allow these burdens and influences from others to separate us from ourselves and from our natural rightness and goodness and the expression of our creative energy, whether it's through the arts or through manifestation, law of attraction, or just the way we solve problems and approach situations. To be free is what's natural. I see some of the root of this that's made us susceptible to taking in this energy is fear. Now going down to the root chakra. Clearing away these deep fears about our security, our safety, how things might happen, about abandonment in whatever form. We've learned that we can't trust ourselves, and so that makes us desperate, feel like we must depend on others while also not being able to trust them. Healing our trust towards others, It's a process, but we can reclaim trust of ourselves now. That is the spark of the will to live and of the survival instinct, being able to trust ourselves. I see how this has cascaded into so many things, not having that. I'm going to continue down to the earth chakra. And choose again to be connected to all of life and to the world on which we live. Here, I believe we just need a little more mindfulness to put our roots down. And through these roots, we're not just grounded, but we can receive nourishment. Reopen your system to receiving the nourishment from the earth that can flow up and through. That concludes our work with black kyanite. Take a moment to breathe, and this is a reminder to be present, be here and now with me, with all of us here and watching, to re-engage your senses. Healing and being connected to this life force happens in the present. Take a moment to experience what it's like to be you right now in this moment, and to feel the change in reintegration of your energy after experiencing this round of healing. I'm doing this as well. As I heal all of you, I'm also healing myself, so we are in this process together. Bring this bowl a few more times to continue to loosen what doesn't belong, to bring in an energy of clarity, and I will choose our next crystal. So next, we are going to be working with a golden healer lemurian quartz. And that's a little blurry, but the energy is more important than seeing the crystal. So, to begin and bring this golden energy to you in this process we're doing, becoming reconnected to all that is, and removing those obstacles. This energy reaches out to you as a great golden light, filling in all these spaces that we just cleared, filling all the spaces, all the things we've released and detached from. This is energy of source and of life. Take a moment to be nourished by it and to remember that it is you, not just connected to it, but you are it, while also being your individual self. This energy wants to organize as it pours through you, through your body, your chakras, all the lines of energy through you, the layers of your aura. It sets things right, it organizes things, it places things within you where they belong, where they best fit. Continue to be present and to breathe. Bring to close our work with this golden healer, lemurian quartz. Take a deep breath in, breathing in the energy, taking it in deeper still. Our next crystal is opal aura quartz. This crystal for me has an interesting energy. It appears so ethereal. It's described as having very light qualities. I find it to be a very heavy and dense crystal, and I feel as though it's more that it has the potential to leave us light, because it really draws out things from deep within us. So I'm going to be using this crystal next to deepen this cleansing process, the removal of things keeping us separated from ourselves, while also calling in a lighter healing energy. So I'm moving this on top of your head, the bottom of your feet. Crystal is drawing out of you and into itself, any remaining. Again, for lack of better terms, impurities or poisonous energy, darkness, burdens. A lot of things get stored into the body, the physical body. And the crystal back upwards again. And through the body, through the cells and the tissues. Or wherever these emotional blocks, clusters of emotional energy might be tucked away. All right. And we are finished with that. I feel called next to use this white quartz. It was found in Arizona, and it's rough, but it's also naturally polished. It was found this way, and it has such a cuddly, loving energy. I use this to soothe the energy body after the work we've done so far, and before we continue with the other crystals I have set aside for us. Gently running this over energy, soothing it, calming it, calling in a blessing from the universe, from all divine powers, calling in divine love, life force, energies that for you as an individual are nourishing, nurturing, comforting, assist you in feeling safe, cared for, important, wanted, connected, and open in a healthy way. A moment in particular to soothe the third eye, which is not only psychic and intuitive abilities, but the mind, the intellect. Soothe the heart. Soothe the belly, the sacral, where for so many of us anger can sit. Soothe. You are safe and respected. You're entitled to your own space. You have the right to your own being, to your feelings, to your experience. Nothing threatens you. You're safe. There's nothing to defend. Focusing on the legs and the feet, for so many of us are weary from the path we have traveled in life. Some of us don't know how to stop, even to change direction. And the hands and feet, ways we resist and struggle and hold on to these places. Be sure to drink plenty of water today and during or after this video. Still have a little more to do. I'd like to remind you again to be present. If you've gone somewhere, to come back, to be here with us all now, to be in your body, in your spirit, your mind, your heart, and all your senses. Next, we're going to be working with lepidolite. Sending its energy to you. Let's take a moment to be present in ourselves and to be present to the energy that it is surrounding us in, that's permeating us. There is both a sense of calm and also highlighting areas of anxiety or fear, making them stand out while not feeling them, but being able to see them perhaps and to let them go. But while this crystal casting its aura of calm, to take the black kyanite again and gently move these highlighted balls of anxious energy that I'm seeing with all of us, and to dissolve them, to move them away. The energy of this crystal, see it moving through us, see it mending old wounds, emotional wounds, wiping away old tears, like the soothing hand of a genuine and kind mother. Let it brush away your hurts, those experiences that keep you separated from your strength, your clarity, and yourself in its whole perfect state, not. You are twisted or disseminated through the lens of the pain you've known. Take a moment to sit in this energy and to feel that love and reassurance. I'm going to take just a moment to do something. going to continue in a moment. Just give up a moment to let my cat in the room. We are going to continue with some particular kinds of quartz crystals. Okay, see, we have some questions which I'll answer that. So next, I'm going to be using it with you all. Not sure if it's a manifestation or a phantom trigger quartz. So it has some other special qualities. And I'm just going to allow this crystal to connect with all of you. It has, I guess you could say, its own intelligence, and it's going to gently pull out of you certain kinds of miasma or negative energy and into itself for transmutation. I feel this crystal's being into grief and taking that energy away. Grief, when we have it too long, when we focus and hold on to loss or to death, it separates us from life force, it separates us from ourselves and from our connection. We may not always realize that that has happened. It might. Give yourself permission to let it go. Let go of those experiences that are separating you from yourself. Sometimes things make us stronger, but sometimes things do break us. And it's not your fault. And there's no need to hold on to it, because we can heal from them. But we can only heal if we acknowledge that this thing is indeed hurting us and making us weaker. This crystal now withdrawing back to itself. all the taken in grief, but all the feelings related to loss and grieving, anger and blame and guilt. I hope that it's left you lighter. That's helped free you to be who you are without that clouding of your being. Finally, I have I think it's called a twin crystal. One point's a lot bigger than the other one. Likewise, this crystal is going to reach out to all of you and to pull out of you a certain type of negativity, of negative and burdensome energy into itself. This crystal also has its own intelligence. This crystal is reaching out and targeting many different kinds of negativity. I feel negative emotions, thoughts, criticism, pettiness. Ill will that we may have, to be honest, ill will that we feel towards ourselves or others. And not only, again, to speak plainly, it not only is pulling out what we might call evil out of ourselves, but evil that you might be carrying that has been done to you by others, or that has come from others. Any kind of conceivable corruption or twisting against our nature and our connection and what's truly best for us. All things opposing to healing. I see it moving to target specific forms of ill will, such as toxic attachments, relationships, toxic telepathic or empathic connections. Again, for lack of a better term, curses or hexes or stronger forms of ill will in the spirit. pulls them out, consumes them whole, breaks them down, and transmutes them. I see it moving to things pertaining to the blood, perhaps literally or in terms of one's ancestry or family, cleansing energetic poison that sits there, the way that it colors, the way we see life, the way it limits us and squashes our own natural being, for those of us for whom it is the case. I see it moving to pulling out those energies. I see this energy moving to negative spiritual connections, any entity that does not mean you well, or that is harming you, or that is being deceitful. Any false destiny, any false guidance. And all the energy of this crystal, I feel it pulling back now. To fill in, again, to fill in with more energy, fill in the spaces where we've cleared out. I'm going to be using this crystal. This is a spontaneous decision, so it's not listed in the description. This is red moss agate. It has a truly wonderful energy, and it connects us to healing as well as prosperity. I'm just going to send this to you all now. Finally, this is filling the space. I'm going to call down energy from source. I'm using Bona Fortuna as a focal point, and to ask for the blessing for all of us. This represents the force of healing and abundance in the universe, the representation. It is available to everyone. There are no limitations or criteria. Bona Fortuna, bless all of those watching this video at any point in time. Fill them the energy of healing, of joy, of prosperousness, of the energy that is natural and true to their core nature, enabling to experience themselves for who they really are, without veils or filters, boxes or limitations imposed by others or themselves. I hold the reality and the vision in my mind that each and every one of you is whole, healthy, perfect, healed, and complete. Brings this healing to a close. Just a reminder to drink plenty of water. And I strongly encourage you to take a few moments to stay where you are and to sit in this place before moving on to the next part of your day or scrolling through the internet or what have you, to just sit, give yourself a few minutes to integrate and to adjust before engaging with the rest of your reality today. If you enjoyed this video, please share it, and I can follow my page for more. Someone asked a question, is that Aura23? I'm not sure what you mean. Let me know in the comments and I'll reply later, but we are going to bring this to a close. So be most blessed. I'll see you all again soon.